NIO Cars in China has been on fire in 2020. The Chinese electric vehicle automaker is really trying to combat Tesla in the global market. Well, they are going to be one step closer to doing just that based on some recent news. NIO Cars plans to enter the European market in 2021. So what will the move to Europe actually mean for NIO Cars and NIO Stock? If you've never watched a video from my YouTube channel, I like to go over stock prices for a specific company based on the decisions that company is making, rather than just showing you the stock chart and going over how it's been moving the past few months. And NIO is a perfect example of something I like to cover on this channel because they do things like this. They are a Chinese company that now wants to go global, and they have a date of end of 2021 where they plan to actually do so for European markets. And news like this definitely will affect NIO stock for the short and long term. NIO CEO William Li said that NIO will plan to move into select European markets at the latter half of 2021. Then they'll plan on entering other international markets in 2022. Now, this would be huge for NIO as a company and even bigger for NIO stock if they could pull it off. I think we can all agree that currently Tesla dominates the EV scene globally. But if NIO can come in and actually challenge Tesla, I think it would do good for the entire EV industry as a whole. NIO's president came out and said that NIO Cars would try to move into some other Asian markets other than China before making the move to Europe. Now, this all sounds great, right? NIO moves into other markets, sells a bunch of cars, makes a bunch of money, and actually challenges Tesla. Well, it's really not that simple. The first and largest problem with this, in my opinion, is how NIO Cars actually charges their batteries. Throughout China, NIO battery swap stations are very prominent. This allows NIO owners to drive up to a battery swap station and basically swap their battery out for a fully charged battery in less than 5 minutes. If you want to see how these battery swap stations actually work, I'll put a link up above that I did explaining the whole NIO energy process. But if they move into international markets, they won't have this battery swap infrastructure. So to solve this, NIO would have to invest a bunch of money into their battery swap infrastructure in whatever countries they're trying to roll their vehicles out to. Or they need to change up their battery charging strategy and make it more accessible for all of Europe, maybe even using existing infrastructure. Whichever way NIO chooses to go with that problem, it still will cost them a bunch of money. Now, something you may not be aware of is that NIO actually sells some of their cars with no battery packs. They call this concept battery as a service, and because they have so many battery swap stations across China, they actually allow their car owners to go and lease these batteries and never actually own one. This allows NIO to sell their cars way cheaper than they would if the battery pack was included. Now, this would obviously be a problem in other markets that don't have these battery swap stations. NIO would lose that edge of having cheap electric vehicles because usually you don't have to buy the battery pack. Currently, the NIO ES6 SUV actually sells for around $40,000 US with no battery pack. Once you add a battery pack to that, it's around $50,000. So now you can see the problem for NIO to actually compete with Tesla at a global level. They need their cars to be as cheap or even cheaper than Tesla's cars. Now, because of this whole battery swap thing they have going on, I don't know if they'll actually be able to push their car prices down. There really aren't any features within the NIO Cars lineup that make them any more expensive than Tesla's, or rather make it so consumers would pay more for NIO Cars over a Tesla. So I'll wrap this video up with a little bit on NIO stock. Currently, at the time of me filming this video, NIO stock price is around $17 to $18 a share. Now, I think for short-term traders out there, this number is a little bit high. The EV boom of 2020 for all these EV stocks that have been skyrocketing is kind of slowing down, so I expect the buzz around NIO Cars to drop in the next few weeks to months. Now, if you're betting on NIO stock and NIO as a company long-term, I think this is an all-right price for you to buy at. I do think it'll dip, but if you're looking long-term with NIO trying to go global, along with the release of their new EC6, I think 17 to 18 is a fine price and it should go up in the long term. I'm curious to know what you all think about NIO Cars, NIO Stock, and any other EV companies out there. Please let me know down below in the comments and let me know what topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Be sure to like this video, subscribe with alert bells on so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.